Imagine you disappear for a month and your business still makes money. The secret is in this book. Shoot, 1 sec. I'll go get it. It's The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. On the outside, this book looks like an early 2000s project made with word art and Microsoft Word. But there's 3 concepts in this book you gotta master if you want to be able to disappear for months at a time. Right now, you're what Gerber calls a technician, not an entrepreneur. A technician is good at the work, coaching, coding, building stuff, but that doesn't mean they know how to build a business. Gerber says there is a shift you need to make if you ever want to stop being the bottleneck. But what happens when you don't make that shift? Your business grows, but you just work more hours. You hit an income ceiling because there's only one of you and there's only so many hours in the day. You start to resent clients that you're supposed to be helping because every single one of them needs you specifically. You cancel on the people you love and you find yourself laying awake at 2 a.m. thinking about all the shit you need to do tomorrow. The worst part, everyone thinks you're successful. You're busy, you're making money, but you are trapped in golden handcuffs. But here's the weird part. You actually need to be a technician first. Let me explain. In my first business, I was a personal trainer. So I would wake up at 4 a.m., head to the gym, train clients until midday, then go surfing. Not for a second did I focus on building the business. And you know what? That was the right move at that stage. Because Gerber says you cannot skip being a technician. If you don't have the skill set, no one will take you seriously. But here's where people get stuck. They never leave that phase. A technician must evolve into what Gerber calls a manager. The shift requires changing from I'll do it myself to how do we do this every time? So how do you actually make that shift? It all starts with mindset. I know, woo-woo bullshit, but bear with me. The technician thinks, how do I do this? The manager thinks, how do we do this every time? The technician thinks, I can just do this faster myself. The manager thinks, if I do this myself, I'm stealing from the business. The technician measures in hours worked. The manager measures in systems built. Becoming the manager might just be the hardest thing you do, but if you ever want to take a holiday, it's an essential step. Here's how to start thinking like a manager. Tonight, instead of asking yourself, how many hours did I work today? Ask, did I improve or build a system today? If the answer is no, you spent the whole day as the technician. Track that for a week. You'll quickly realize why you can't take a holiday. What's next after getting into the manager mindset? Well, you need to work on the business, not just in the business. This is one of the most overused phrases in business, but it is true. Your job is to build systems that run without you, but there's a problem. How do you actually stop being the person who does everything? Take a look at this from my business of me as a bad manager versus me as a good manager. As a bad manager, a client asks for a new CRM. I sit down and custom build everything from scratch. 8 hours later, it's done. Exactly how I would do it. A good system, client asks me for a CRM. An employee of mine pulls up one of my templates, fill in the specific details, deploys my pre-built workflow. 45 minutes later, it is done. Same quality every time. Boom. So what the hell is a system? A system has 3 parts. We've got the inputs. Client asks for CRM. That's my ingredient. Then we have the process. This is where most people fail. The bad manager has the process locked in his head. The good manager has it documented as a template anyone can follow, like my automation template. And finally, the output. A working CRM has been delivered. See the difference? We both got the same output, but the bad example, I was the system. In the good example, I built the system, all with the goal of taking the task and running it without me. Therefore, here's the test. If you hand your system to someone with zero knowledge, could they get 80% of your result? If yes, you've built a real system. If no, you are still the system. So what does documentation that passes that test actually look like? Well, here's an example, a real system from my client's business that I built. Notice it has a section for a Loom video walkthrough, so they can watch me do it. It has prerequisites, what they need before starting. Step-by-step process. Every single click is documented. Critical warnings where people normally mess up. Verification steps, how to double check if they did it right. troubleshooting, what to do when things break. This took me 25 minutes. Now, anyone on their team can handle payment setup without asking the founder a single question. That is the difference between documentation that gets someone 80% of the way versus you just saying, figure it out. But if you don't have systems in your business, either two things will happen. You will reach a cap of what one single human can possibly work and flatline your growth forever, or you'll crash and burn, prove everyone who doubted you correct, and your bullies will laugh at you. Which brings me to something that kept me up at night when I first read this book. I'd built a business. It was paying for our lifestyle. Everything seemed great. But I asked myself one question that changed everything. What if something happens to me? What if I was unable to work? What if I got hit by a bus? Would everything just end? The answer was terrifying. Yes, because I hadn't built a business. I'd built a job that only I could do. Gerber says you should build your business in a way that it could be franchised, even if you didn't plan on doing so. Building your business like it's a franchise makes you replaceable, which sounds scary, but it's actually the goal. Because if you can't be replaced, you can never leave. The question you can ask yourself now is, if I had to teach someone else to run this exact business, what would the manual say? Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like for my business, a content-driven automation agency. Your business might be different, but the process is still the same. Here's the thing. You don't do all of these all at once. You start with one. Which one, might you ask? Thing that you do the most often. Let me show you what documenting that system actually looks like. How do I decide what to make? I look at comments on past videos and questions my clients ask. What's the format? Well, every video follows a problem, solution, and call to action. How often? Well, I aim for a video a week. Batch filmed on the week. Where does it go? YouTube. It's not that complicated. I just wrote down what I already do. Some parts of this could be done by someone else. Now, what else does my business need? It needs lead capture, calls to actions, forms, nurture sequences. It needs sales, qualifying calls, closes. It needs fulfillment, onboarding, delivery, building. But I didn't document all of these in one day. I started with content production because I do it weekly. That gave me some practice. Then I moved on to the next one. So here's your action step. Pick one thing you do most often in business. It could be client onboarding. It could be content creation. It could be sales calls. Whatever you do daily, monthly, weekly, just start there. So how do you create documentation like this? Here's the easiest way I found. Pick one thing you do repeatedly. Tomorrow, when you do it, record a Loom video and talk yourself through doing it as if you were narrating what you were doing. Take the transcript of the Loom, put it into ChatGPT and ask for a dot point version of it. That's your first documented system. Building these out might seem incredibly daunting. And here's where most people get stuck. They don't know which system to start. They don't know what level to document or which tools to even use. That's one of the reasons I built out a course on how to automate your business and implement systems so that when it does come down to documenting it, you actually know what you've built in the first place. If you'd like to check it out, it's in the link below.